Hello everyone, welcome back to Savvy Looks, where I like to take outdated or damaged secondhand furniture and give it a whole new life. This week I'm working on this coffee table for my client. It had been previously painted white. It was well painted, so I didn't have to strip back any of the paint. She just wanted a little bit more texture and a little bit less bright, so we decided on a light gray beige neutral faux linen look using paint. I started by cleaning the surface with a degreasing cleaner and then rinsing it all back with water. I used wood filler to fill any imperfections. I used my 5x5 Ryobi Orbital sander to scuff sand the entire piece. This just helps the paint better adhere to the surface. I used Restolium chalked paint in the color Linen White and a Zibra Palm Pro paintbrush to give the entire piece one full coat of white paint before I apply my linen look later on. If you've been following my channel, then you know that I've done this technique in 3 other videos, so if you're interested, you should go check those out too. I wanted the paint to be a gray beige color, so I mixed Waverly chalk paint in the color Ink, Restolium chalk paint in the color Linen White, and Dixie Belle chalk paint in the color Burlap, along with some other yellows I had on hand, together with about a 1:1 ratio of a water-based paint glaze medium to help thin out the paint and have it stay wet for longer. I applied the paint to the surface as quickly as possible, trying to get as even of a coat as possible, then went back and forth in a crosshatch motion using a thick plastic brush to create linen texture. So, I gotta be honest with you, everything was going really smoothly, and then I got to the top. I was really nervous about doing the top because it's such a big surface and the paint dries really quickly, and as soon as the paint dries, your linen is ruined unless you have it exactly how you want it. The first time I did it, it worked perfectly. And then when I was trying to do this side, I ended up messing up the top a little bit when I peeled up some of the paint. So I thought, it's okay, I'll just paint back over it with some more white paint and retry. Well, I did that approximately 8 times, and for some reason I just couldn't get it to work on the top again. Eventually all of this paint buildup caused the original layer of paint to start bubbling, so I had to scrape back all the paint, sand it a bunch, spackle it, wood fill it, prime it with multiple layers, then try it all again. And eventually at some point I figured out what was wrong and the best way to do this, I think, which is to apply the paint with a roller before then using the texture brush. When you apply paint using a normal brush, it just doesn't go on evenly. So it wasn't until I used a roller where you can get a super fast and even texture that it ended up working. This whole process was super easy except for this one stinking top that took me weeks. Also say hi to my supervisor / dog, who spent a good portion of this footage directly in front of the camera. If you follow me on Instagram, you got the whole story as it was playing out about how difficult and frustrating this top was. So if you're not, please come follow me on Instagram at savvy.looks. But once I was finally done with the top, which was so long, I top coated everything with 3 coats of Varathane matte top coat and a Zibra Fan Brush and an additional 4th coat on the top for additional protection. Well, there you have it. That is how I used paint to give this coffee table a whole new faux linen textured look. I thought this project was going to be one of my fastest ever and probably be done in only 2 or 3 days. Those 2 or 3 days became weeks because of this top. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next video.